The Star Wars event is just around the corner, and I have all of the info we know about it so far in today's video, featuring clues pointing towards skins coming up in the item shop, free challenges and rewards, and a whole lot more. Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video. How are you guys doing? If you're having a good day, hit that like button down below, and also if you're a fan of Star Wars, leave a comment down below because yeah, a lot of Star Wars stuff is coming soon. And again, in today's video, we're going to be covering it all. There's going to be like a ton of skins, ton of crazy stuff happening, so be sure to watch this video all the way through until the end so you guys are fully aware of all of the info we know about it so far. But anyways guys, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to be kept in the know with stuff like this in Fortnite, and especially challenges with the new event. I'll be helping you guys out with those, and if you want to help support me, you can do so by using code TheLlamaSir in the item shop. But without further ado here, let's just jump into it with the first thing I want to talk about. So this stuff goes back to a bit about the Stormtrooper. Obviously we talked a bunch about the Stormtrooper in my previous video. If you missed that one, be sure to check it out in the description. That covers, you know, more specifically the skin. But there was other things that I found very interesting about this. And the first of which is in the teasers that Fortnite put up on like their social media. So like for example here, if we go to the Fortnite Twitter account, I believe it was the same for like Instagram, and take a look at the post that they made for the Stormtrooper, they say this: the Imperial Army has arrived. The Imperial Stormtrooper is scouting the island. Grab him in the item shop now. And they also provide a little video which we'll talk about. But first of all, that is very interesting in and of itself because the Imperial Army is obviously like the Stormtroopers and things like that. But even more interesting about that is how they specifically say the Imperial Stormtrooper is scouting the island. What is he scouting the island for? Obviously the rest of the forces or the rest of the, you know, Star Wars stuff about to happen. He's the first onto the map scouting out the island for everything. I think this is a very clear clue that we are going to be getting more stuff in the very next update that is just around the corner. And there's also stuff like on the map, which we'll talk about in just a second here. But speaking of that update that is just around the corner, that is also very interesting because the next update, from what I've been able to tell, is a large update. In other words, we'll be going up from, you know, version 11.11 to version 11.2. Why is that significant, guys? Well, the only other large update this season has been v11.1, and that added everything for the Fortnitemares event into the game. Meaning that this time around, it's perfect timing. Right after they added the Stormtrooper and said he was scouting the island, this next update is coming out, and it's a large update. I definitely think they're going to be adding all of the stuff for the event in this update, which again is going to be coming out. It's expected to come out on Tuesday, November 19th. Around 4 a.m. Eastern time is when they usually do downtime for that. That's not a for sure date quite yet, but it's the most expected date as long as they don't have like any delays. So again, they're likely adding all of that stuff in that update. All of the skins, all of the things on the map, challenges, stuff like that. And then guys, going back to the Stormtrooper, there's something else I wanted to talk about with him that points towards other skins that are going to be coming in this event. Again, it's interesting that they say the Imperial Army has arrived, but the only skin they've given us so far, at least as I'm posting this video, is the Stormtrooper. But I think that's a clue towards other skins coming in very, very soon. And I have a whole list of what those are most likely going to be. We'll go over those in this video. Don't worry, it's coming up. But something interesting, if you take a look at the Imperial Stormtrooper, he's part of this set that's specifically called the Original Trilogy set. We did talk about that a little bit in yesterday's video, but I want to bring up what exactly that means. So if you look up the Original Trilogy for Star Wars, that is basically the first 3 movies that were ever made for Star Wars. I believe that is like The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and also A New Hope. If I'm correct, I'm not an expert on Star Wars, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Either way, those are the like original old school movies for Star Wars that started it all, and the Stormtrooper was a part of that, this like original Stormtrooper. So that gives us clues as to what the other skins are going to be from, at least for this set. Since it is a set, there's likely going to be other skins, other pickaxes and stuff, gliders, things like that. It all makes a lot of sense. So you know what, let's just jump into it. I know we still have to talk about that map stuff, but I gotta talk about this right now. So one of the main skins that I think is more than likely to be added into this update is Darth Vader. That is right guys, the original Darth Vader. I mean, he's the most iconic character in the Star Wars series. How can you not have Darth Vader? That's just not possible. And on top of that, how can you have the Stormtrooper and not have Darth Vader, the leader of the Stormtroopers? And on top of all of that stuff, they also said in that one post on Twitter, and I think it was also on Instagram, that the Imperial Army has arrived. And as far as I know, Darth Vader is like the leader of the Imperial Army, right? Correct me if I'm wrong there. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, he's got to be in this update. I mean, how can you not have Darth Vader? It's just not possible. So I'm like 99.9% sure that skin's going to release. And obviously, it's going to look similar to how the Imperial Stormtrooper was done. Darth Vader has like similar armor to an Imperial Stormtrooper. Obviously, though, he has like a cape, which could maybe be a back bling. I'd be curious to see if that would be a back bling. But yes, that is more than likely as of right now. And then on top of that, guys, let's talk about a pickaxe that is more than likely going to be added, and that is the lightsaber. So probably even more iconic than Darth Vader himself is the lightsaber. And wouldn't the lightsaber just make an awesome pickaxe? I mean, come on, guys, that would be amazing. The only thing I'd be unsure of how they'd be able to do it is how you would hold two hands on a lightsaber. Obviously, the current pickaxe animations, the hands are fairly spread apart, which wouldn't really work well for a lightsaber because then one of the hands would be on the like blade unless it has a longer base, which they could definitely do. But on the other hand, something that is also very likely is simply dual wielding lightsabers, which is kind of even cooler. But they'd use like the dual pickaxe animations for the lightsabers. I think that is something we could definitely see as well, and would honestly look really cool. I mean, I'd probably have to pick those up. But yeah, before we get into other skins and stuff, and also like challenges and things, something on the map which you guys have probably seen before, so we're not going to spend too much time on it, but I managed to get a closer look at it. That is the I think it's called the Star Destroyer or something like that, has been spotted on the map itself. So basically, guys, if you want to take a look at this, you simply go into a match and take a look at the bottom left portion of the map, the portion where Slurpy Swamp is. And like as you can see, you can even go into like the playgrounds lobby where there's all the maps and stuff, and take a look up at that corner and you can see the Star Destroyer floating in the air. Not only that, guys, if you go into a replay, you do actually have to go onto the map though. To move the camera far enough, you can take it all the way over there. Sometimes you got to go past the storm, but it's no big deal, and that lets you get an even closer look. You can zoom in and see exactly what the Star Destroyer looks like, see a bit of the details on the bottom, and also see that it's not really rendered in that much. It doesn't seem like you're really meant to see that much of it up close, but either way, it is cool to get a closer look at it, because this is a really important thing that I think does imply, again, that there's going to be an event coming up soon. I mean, why else would they add that unless they were saying like, hey, this stuff is coming into the game soon? Not only that, guys, but it goes hand in hand with that trailer that Fortnite put up on like Twitter and stuff like that, because you can see the Star Destroyer show up in that trailer, and it's the same exact one that we get to see on the map right now, again implying that more stuff is coming to the map, more of the Imperial army is coming, and then that's probably going to bring skins and things. It's really interesting overall. But getting back into it, guys, let's first talk about some challenges and free rewards and things, because with this large event, since it's likely going to be the second large event of the Fortnite Chapter 2 season, there's got to be challenges, and you guys know I love challenges, and I love helping you guys out with challenges. Again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, be sure to do so, because I'll be showing you how to do the challenges as soon as they come out. But yeah, I'd expect the usual stuff, like maybe you gotta find lightsabers on the map, or force type things. Maybe there's going to be a section of the map turned into like one of the locations from the original series of the movies. That would be really cool as well. What if they changed Slurpy Swamp into like the swamps in which one was it? The one where Yoda lives. I mean, that would actually be really cool. You could see like Yoda's house around there, and it would make a lot of sense since the Star Destroyer is coming from that corner of the map. It honestly would be pretty cool. And they changed a portion of the map for Fortnitemares, so it would make sense as well. But with that being said, you would obviously get free rewards, and looking at previous seasons, you wouldn't get an outfit as a free reward unless they decide to change it up, but I would expect most likely you'd be able to get like a glider. And I have some good ideas for gliders. The main idea I have though is the X-Wing. What if the X-Wing was a glider? That would be so awesome. And it would also just make perfect sense. It already kind of looks like a glider, just have to put some handles on the bottom and then have an animation for it being thrown, but that would be sweet, and it would just make like the perfect glider. On top of that, you could also have like a TIE fighter, which would make sense as well. Maybe those would be like in the item shop instead, since they're a little bit more specific. But yeah, like a TIE fighter would make sense. Maybe the Millennium Falcon. Any of the spaceships would obviously make sense as a glider, so I could expect something like that for sure. And then, guys, for some final skins that I think are very likely to be coming, or at least to be possibilities, the other one is Boba Fett. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but he would be perfect as well, because, you know, Fortnite likes to do characters that have helmets. They're a bit easier to model because you're not making it look like a specific person, and Boba Fett is like a classic as well. If you had the Stormtrooper, Darth Vader, and also Boba Fett, it would all make a ton of sense, and I could definitely for sure see that happening. But then again, you have to have a good guy as well, so maybe Luke Skywalker or something. That would be pretty interesting to see. But again, I would expect them to have some sort of, you know, good character in the lineup as well. And then finally, guys, the last idea I had that would be really cool is an R2-D2 pet. That's right, guys. Could you imagine a pet R2-D2 that you use as a back bling? And he does like all the R2-D2 sounds. He does the scream when you jump out of the battle bus. Things like that would be perfect. And it would also make a lot of sense because with the Borderlands promotion that they did a while ago, we got Claptrap, which was another robot robot around the same size as R2-D2, and they made him into a back bling, which is a really cool back bling as well. And if they've already done that, then, you know, R2-D2 is definitely a possibility. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, especially when this event comes out. You know I'll be making more videos on that. And on top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos here, such as on the left, going over all of the Stormtrooper details, and then below that, another fun video I'm sure you'll enjoy. But again, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.